Well, it's been some time since we've heard about new Stadia features headed our way, and today's video is going to highlight that. We also got a new game rated for Stadia in upcoming free play days on one of my favorite games of the past few years, and we have some game sales to highlight. With that, I want to jump straight into what I found very fascinating yet again. I'm not sure what's going on over at Stadia headquarters, but in today's blog post, which mostly contain news we've known about, they decided to reiterate yet again at the top of this that we are a week away from the Google for Games Developer Summit in 2022. It says, tune in as we go in deep in a series of technical presentations and learn more about our plans for Stadia this year. So again, there's the emphasis that this summit from Stadia themselves is happening, and one key thing that I want to point out in the wording is about their plans for Stadia this year. Now, Stadia has in the past hyped up something, and it turns out not to be what we expected. I'm kind of taking that same caution again this year with this event, especially like it says there, a series of technical presentations, something we have grown accustomed to in the past few years. So I don't expect game announcements whatsoever. So if you aren't hyping the crowd with game announcements, what exactly could you hype Stadia users with? I think that's really the question on my mind. Last year, it contained really significant information that showed the direction of Stadia's plans and where they were heading, and it was really a very informative thing, but I don't expect even that level of transparency of information we got last year, because there was some pretty big stuff they announced last year. I mean, could we see a potential announcement of hardware upgrades? I think really that's the only thing in my mind outside of game announcements that would really excite a lot of Stadia users, and again, that is on the technical side, so you might never know, but I don't want to hype this too much either way. It's almost on the level of a Stadia Connect hype, and we haven't seen that from pretty much I think about a year and a half when we had the last Stadia Connect, and the Stadia team is just really hyping this up. So again, I'll be watching this like a hawk to say the least. But let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think this event's going to feature that has Stadia constantly promoting it? I'd love to hear those thoughts. With that, we have another APK teardown. This was done by 9 to 5. It showcased some potential upcoming features we might see on Stadia, most notably motion controls. Ironically, I've been complaining about the upcoming House of Dead game arriving on Stadia and wondering how that game was going to work since it's a point-and-shoot title. Well, here's my answer. This code was found here showing device motion, and more than likely this will be released alongside the House of Dead remake game, and now it opens up the potential for more games to feature motion control in Euro gaming. And I know this will certainly excite some people, but of course we're gonna have to wait to see how this actually does get implemented. Wouldn't be surprised it's limited to just your phone or something, but we'll see. Another thing that was curiously found was a set of lines about broadcasters and spectators. This is an interesting one because it could be more about expanding of maybe Stadia direct streaming, or maybe even streaming to your own friends list, or I wonder if it's just like maybe an extension of crowd play or crowd choice. For me, one of the disappointments of some multiplayer games releasing on Stadia is not having more of these types of features implemented like crowd choice, and even when they sometimes are implemented, they don't work. In like the case of Dead by Daylight, it somewhat turned me off from wanting to stream games on Stadia to you guys. So I'm hoping maybe this is something that adds to that experience and maybe even perhaps enhances it. So guys, a new game has been rated in Those Who Remain. This is a game from Wired Productions, the gentleman who brought us Evici and Falconeer. I actually speculated yesterday on my video they're going to be bringing in more games. This was one of the games I figured they would bring, and it looks like it is. It's a psychological horror in the first person. It's a full story-based game, has about 6 hours of gameplay. It's not going to take too long to beat, and I'm happy to see the game, but the real prize from Wired Productions is Martha is Dead. It seems like every game from them at the moment from Wired is coming, except that one, which is their newest title. Hopefully that gets rated and dropped here soon on Stadia, but hey, I'm not complaining. Love seeing the addition of more titles headed our way. Alright guys, so Dead by Daylight is going to be getting some free play days here on March 10th all the way to the 14th. The game will be free to play. I'm hoping it comes with a usual sale as well. I've raved about this game I think hundreds of times. It's my most played game on Stadia. It has full cross-play with all the platforms, and you're able to add even your friends cross-platform through the game. It's not a horror game, guys. It's more of a team-based player versus player with one killer trying to take out a team of 4 who have to work together. It's just an amazing title. It literally gets massive updates every few months, so really enjoy this one this upcoming weekend. And finally, guys, we have some awesome Stadia sales. Dirt 5's coming in at $11.99. It has full cross-play now, so you can definitely enjoy enjoy this one with other friends on other platforms. F1 2020, still my personal favorite racer on Stadia at a cool $11.99. It's a full sim-like experience, not very arcadey, but I love this game. FIFA 22 is only at $16. I mean, again, this is the next gen version. It's also said to have crossplay on Stadia soon. Madden 22 is also at 16 bucks. This is one of my most played games the past 6 months on Stadia. And then finally, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order at $10. Again, this is my sale of the week. If I had to put the best story-driven adventures on Stadia in a video, this would be in my top 5, this game. So I can't praise it enough. It's a fantastic port. It runs so well. With that, guys, if you guys want more upcoming info on Stadia games coming this March, click that video in the top left. I'm Sunny, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.